Language Foundations Vocabulary Flashcards, helping you achieve understanding.
Be priced at. Represent, as of a character on stage. Form or compose. These constitute my entire belonging. Be identical or equivalent to. Have life, be alive. A light, strong, brittle gray, toxic, bivalent metallic element. Have an existence, be extant. Work in a specific place, with a specific subject, or in a specific function. Have the quality of being, copula, used with an adjective or a predicate noun. Occupy a certain position or area, be somewhere. What is behind this behavior? Spend or use time. I may be an hour. To remain unmolested, undisturbed, or uninterrupted, used only in infinitive form. Let her be. Be priced at. These shoes cost $100. Value measured by what must be given or done or undergone to obtain something. The cost in human life was enormous. The property of having material worth, often indicated by the amount of money something would bring if sold. He couldn't calculate the cost of the collection. Require to lose, suffer, or sacrifice. This mistake cost him his job. The total spent for goods or services including money and time and labor. Represent, as of a character on stage. Represent in bodily form. Represent or express something abstract in tangible form. Represent, as of a character on stage. Attribute human qualities to something. Invest with or as with a body. Give body to. Form or compose. These few men comprise his entire army. Be composed of. The land he conquered comprised several provinces. Include or contain. Have as a component. A totally new idea is comprised in this paper. Form or compose. These constitute my entire belonging. Create and charge with a task or function. Set up or lay the groundwork for. To compose or represent. Put in order or neaten. Make up a room. Form or compose. Come to terms. Make up work that was missed due to absence at a later point. I have to make up a French exam. Adjust for. Concoct something artificial or untrue. Do or give something to somebody in return. Apply makeup or cosmetics to one's face to appear prettier. Devise or compose. Perform, a play, especially on a stage. Form or compose. This sum represents my entire income for a year. Express indirectly by an image, form, or model. Be a symbol. Take the place of or be parallel or equivalent to. Be characteristic of. To establish a mapping of mathematical elements or sets. Be the defense counsel for someone in a trial. Ms. Smith will represent the defendant. Bring forward and present to the mind. We cannot represent this knowledge to our formal reason. Create an image or likeness of. The painter represented his wife as a young girl. Play a role or part. Be a delegate or spokesperson for. Represent somebody's interest or be a proxy or substitute for, as of politicians and office holders representing their constituents, or of a tenant representing other tenants in a housing dispute. I represent the silent majority. Be representative or typical for. This period is represented by Beethoven. Describe or present, usually with respect to a particular quality. He represented this book as an example of the Russian 19th-century novel. Point out or draw attention to in protest or remonstrance. Our parents represented to us the need for more caution. Serve as a means of expressing something. The flower represents a young girl. A person who is of equal standing with another in a group. Be identical or equivalent to. $1 equals 1,000 rubles these days. Be equal to in quality or ability. Make equal, uniform, corresponding, or matching. Let's equalize the duties among all employees in this office. Having the requisite qualities or resources to meet a task. He was equal to the task. Having the same quantity, value, or measure as another. On equal terms. Actually being performed at the time of hearing or viewing. A live television program. Have life, be alive. My grandfather lived until the end of war. Capable of erupting. A live volcano. Possessing life. The happiest person alive. Elastic. Rebounds readily. A lively tennis ball. Be an inhabitant of or reside in. People lived in Africa millions of years ago. Support oneself. Can you live on $2,000 a month in New York City? Continue to live and avoid dying. The race car driver lived through several very serious accidents. Charged or energized with electricity. A live wire. Have first-hand knowledge of states, situations, emotions, or sensations. I have lived a kind of hell when I was a drug addict. Abounding with life and energy. The club members are a really live bunch. Charged with an explosive. Live ammunition. Exerting force or containing energy. Live coals. Highly reverberant. A live concert hall. In current use or ready for use. Live copy is ready to be set in type or already set but not yet proofread. Lead a certain kind of life. Live in a certain style. We had to live frugally after the war. Of current relevance. A live issue. Pursue a positive and satisfying existence. You must accept yourself and others if you really want to live. A light, strong, brittle gray toxic bivalent metallic element. A light, strong, brittle gray toxic bivalent metallic element. A light, strong, brittle gray toxic bivalent metallic element. Support oneself. He could barely exist on such a low wage. Have an existence, be extant. Be later in time. Tuesday always follows Monday. Follow in or as if in pursuit. Her bad deed followed her and haunted her dreams all her life. Travel along a certain course. Follow the road. Keep informed. Follow, discover, or ascertain the course of development of something. We must follow closely the economic development is Cuba. Choose and follow, as of theories, ideas, policies, strategies or plans. She followed the feminist movement. Imitate in behavior. Take as a model. Teenagers follow their friends in everything. Keep to. Come as a logical consequence. Follow logically. It follows that your assertion is false. Follow with the eyes or the mind. She followed the men with the binoculars. Work in a specific place, with a specific subject, or in a specific function. Be the successor of. Carter followed Ford. Come after in time, as a result. A terrible tsunami followed the earthquake. Act in accordance with someone's rules, commands, or wishes. Perform an accompaniment to. The orchestra could barely follow the frequent pitch changes of the soprano. To be the product or result. Behave in accordance or in agreement with. Keep under surveillance. The police had been following him for weeks, but they could not prove his involvement in the bombing. Accept and follow the leadership or command or guidance of. Let's follow our great helmsman. Adhere to or practice. These people still follow the laws of their ancient religion. Be next. Mary plays best, with John and Sue following. Grasp the meaning. Can you follow her argument? To bring something about at a later time than. She followed dinner with a brandy. To travel behind, go after, come after. The ducklings followed their mother around the pond. Express indirectly by an image, form, or model. Be a symbol. What does the Statue of Liberty symbolize? Represent or identify by using a symbol. Use symbols. The poet symbolizes love in this poem. Express indirectly by an image, form, or model. Be a symbol. Tolerate or bear. I won't stand for this kind of behavior. Denote or connote. Take the place of or be parallel or equivalent to. Express indirectly by an image, form, or model. Be a symbol. Represent or identify by using a symbol. Use symbols. Express indirectly by an image, form, or model. Be a symbol. Embody the essential characteristics of or be a typical example of. Containing or made of or resembling or characteristic of a metal. A metallic compound. A mixture containing two or more metallic elements or metallic and nonmetallic elements usually fused together or dissolving into each other when molten. Any of several chemical elements that are usually shiny solids that conduct heat or electricity and can be formed into sheets, etc. Cover with metal. Any of several chemical elements that are usually shiny solids that conduct heat or electricity and can be formed into sheets, etc. Use up resources or materials. Require time or space. Consume all of one's attention or time. Be on the mind of. Require time or space. Occupy the whole of. Assume, as of positions or roles. The young prince will soon occupy the throne. March aggressively into another's territory by military force for the purposes of conquest and occupation. Keep busy with. Live, in a certain place. The income or profit arising from such transactions as the sale of land or other property. Be capable of holding or containing. This box won't take all the items. Remove something concrete, as by lifting, pushing, or taking off, or remove something abstract. Take the gun from your pocket. Serve oneself to, or consume regularly. I don't take sugar in my coffee. Make a film or photograph of something. Take a scene. Be designed to hold or take. This surface will not take the die. Require time or space. Take somebody somewhere. Can you take me to the main entrance? Have sex with. Archaic use. He had taken this woman when she was most vulnerable. Have with oneself. Have on one's person. She always takes an umbrella. Receive or obtain regularly. We take the Times every day. Admit into a group or community. Head into a specified direction. Pick out, select, or choose from a number of alternatives. Take into consideration for exemplifying purposes. Assume, as of positions or roles. Interpret something in a certain way. Convey a particular meaning or impression. How should I take this message? Lay claim to, as of an idea. Accept or undergo, often unwillingly. Make use of or accept for some purpose. Take a risk. Take something or somebody with oneself somewhere. Engage for service under a term of contract. Shall we take a guide in Rome? Be stricken by an illness, fall victim to an illness. Take on a certain form, attribute, or aspect. Take as an undesirable consequence of some event or state of affairs. Get into one's hands, take physically. Can you take this bag, please? Require as useful, just, or proper. It takes nerve to do what she did. Occupy or take on. Receive willingly something given or offered. Be a student of a certain subject. Proceed along in a vehicle. Point or cause to go, blows, weapons, or objects such as photographic equipment, towards. Ascertain or determine by measuring, computing or take a reading from a dial. Take a pulse. Be seized or affected in a specified way. Take sick. Buy, select. I'll take a pound of that sausage. Carry out. Take action. Experience or feel or submit to. Obtain by winning. Winner takes all. Take by force. Take into one's possession. I'll take 3 salmon steaks. The act of photographing a scene or part of a scene without interruption. Travel or go by means of a certain kind of transportation, or a certain route. He takes the bus to work. Hang on during a trial of endurance. Stay the same. Remain in a certain state. Stay alone. Stay put, in a certain place. We are staying in Detroit. We are not moving to Cincinnati. The state of inactivity following an interruption. The momentary stay enabled him to escape the blow. Dwell. You can stay with me while you are in town. Overcome or allay. Stop or halt. Please stay the bloodshed. Continue in a place, position, or situation. After graduation, she stayed on in Cambridge as a student advisor. Stay behind. The smell stayed in the room. A judicial order forbidding some action until an event occurs or the order is lifted. The Supreme Court has the power to stay an injunction pending an appeal to the whole court. A thin strip of metal or bone that is used to stiffen a garment, e.g. a corset. Continuing or remaining in a place or state. They had a nice stay in Paris. Fasten with stays. Nautical. Brace consisting of a heavy rope or wire cable used as a support for a mast or spar. Stop a judicial process. The judge stayed the execution order. Remain behind. I had to stay at home and watch the children. Stay the same. Remain in a certain state. The dress remained wet after repeated attempts to dry it. Continue in a place, position, or situation. Despite student protests, he remained dean for another year. Stay behind. The hostility remained long after they made up. Be left. Of persons, questions, problems, results, evidence, etc. There remains the question of who pulled the trigger. Sit, as on a branch. Stay the same. Remain in a certain state. Rest assured. Euphemisms for death, based on an analogy between lying in a bed and in a tomb. She was laid to rest beside her husband. Take a short break from one's activities in order to relax. Freedom from activity, work or strain or responsibility. Rest on or as if on a pillow. Something left after other parts have been taken away. He threw away the rest. A pause for relaxation. People actually accomplish more when they take time for short rests. Be inherent or innate in. Have a place in relation to something else. The responsibility rests with the allies. A musical notation indicating a silence of a specified duration. A state of inaction. A body will continue in a state of rest until acted upon. A support on which things can be put. The gun was steadied on a special rest. Be at rest. Be inactive. Refrain from acting. The committee is resting over the summer. Give a rest to. He rested his bad leg. Not move. Be in a resting position. Put something in a resting position, as for support or steadying. Cost a certain amount. Cost a certain amount. Put something back where it belongs. Cost a certain amount. Hold back to a later time. Slow down the progress of, hinder. The property of holding together and retaining its shape. Wool has more body than rayon. A resonating chamber in a musical instrument, as the body of a violin. Invest with or as with a body. Give body to. The entire physical structure of an organism, an animal, plant, or human being. He felt as if his whole body were on fire. The body excluding the head and neck and limbs. A natural object consisting of a dead animal or person. They found the body in the lake. A collection of particulars considered as a system. A body of law. A group of persons associated by some common tie or occupation and regarded as an entity. The whole body filed out of the auditorium. An individual three-dimensional object that has mass and that is distinguishable from other objects. Heavenly body. The central message of a communication. The body of the message was short. The external structure of a vehicle. The body of the car was badly rusted. The main mass of a thing.
Become our student and get access to effective and free educational materials. Subscribe to our YouTube channel to become a part of our growing YouTube community and to learn English effectively.